A Michigan State win Saturday at USC would prove that the Spartans turned the corner on the MEL TUCKER era. But Lincoln Riley needs a win pretty badly, too. I'll explain it all. Locked On Big Ten starts right now.
You are Locked On Big Ten, your daily podcast on the Big Ten Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Sheeman, 40 years as a sports talk show host and play-by-play announcer. I want to thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Hey, hit that free subscribe button down below. That way you'll never miss a single episode. And if you could do us a favor, do us a solid, share, follow, and like, because that helps us out too. Plus, you can hype YouTube videos if you didn't know. So the Spartans and the Trojans, both are 3-0. I think this is a very, very underrated game this weekend around the Big Ten. And Michigan State, they turned the corner on the MEL TUCKER era and all that they had to just completely start from ground zero. But this is a game that USC needs pretty badly as well. Plus, we'll tell you about our doubleheader live podcast plans for Saturday, all in just a minute. But yeah, I think this is a really underrated game in the Big Ten. We got two 3-0 teams going head-to-head at the Coliseum. It'll be under the lights out there on the West Coast. If you're on the East Coast, you're going to have to stay up super late into Sunday to watch this thing. Kickoff is at 11 o'clock Eastern. It is 8 p.m. on the West Coast, so you can check that out. Now, can we deny that this is one of the greatest mascot games as well? I mean, you got Spartans and Trojans. Great helmet game, great mascot game, great logo game. It's fantastic. But if we want to jump into this game for real, this game is huge for Michigan State coach Jonathan Smith. Look, he's a West Coast guy. He's coming back home. Did you know he's from Pasadena? Yeah, he's got to look good in front of the friends and family out there. And if he could get this one, remember, he was at Oregon State and did pretty well there. But now he's going to come back home and take on a USC team that puts a lot of points on the scoreboard. But he took over a Michigan State program that was dead in the water. They had the MEL TUCKER situation. He gets fired a couple of games into the season a couple seasons ago. Kids transferring out, everybody starting over. Literally, Jonathan Smith had to start over. And you know what? Take your hat off. I mean, I know he's not at that upper level with these other elite Big Ten teams. He started out his first 2 years 3-0. No other Michigan State coach has ever done that in the history, starting 3-0, first 2 seasons in charge. So something going on. And now if he could go 4-0 and do it by beating the Trojans on the road, that'd be a huge feather in his cap. And I think it would be a nice shot of air behind the sails for the Michigan State program. However, Lincoln Riley, he's looking for a little momentum too. Like, people aren't happy that they were 7-6 last year. Sure, they're scoring a lot of points this year. We'll get into that in a second. Question's still about the defense, and that's always the question mark, right? Look, things do look promising on the offensive side of the ball for the Trojans. They're number one in the country at 604 yards a game. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. They're second in scoring in the country at 55 points a game. That'll be helped out, of course. Week 1, they scored 73 points. That was an eye-opener. And they're 1-0 in the Big Ten already. They beat Purdue on the road. A couple of time zones away. USC hasn't won an Eastern time zone game in the regular season in about a decade or so. They got a quarterback, Jayden Maiava, who I told you, he came in, late last year in November to replace Miller Moss. It didn't work out with Miller Moss. Maiava takes over. And the fact that Lincoln Riley stuck with him throughout the offseason, didn't try to get another quarterback in the portal, I think tells you volumes about what Lincoln Riley thinks about this kid. And he's off to a great start. He's completing just under 70% of his passes. He's got almost 1,000 yards already. I think he's at 989. He has 6 touchdown passes and no interceptions, and he's run for another 2 touchdowns as well. He's got some nice weapons at receiver. Makai Lemon has 16 catches for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns already. They got a balanced running attack. They got 3 running backs that have at least 150 yards each already through 3 games. That's impressive. And then Maiava, he's just doing a great job leading the offense so far. So while we're talking about that, let's switch gears because I want to talk about the other quarterback in this game, and that's Aidan Chiles, second-year quarterback at Michigan State. Because if you compare where he was the first 3 games last year versus the first 3 games this year, it's day and night. This is where Michigan State could put all of its hope on this thing. This time last year, after 3 games, Aidan Chiles only completed 55% of his passes. This year, 72%. Last year at this time, had 569 yards. This year, 655. Here's the real kicker. Last year at this time, he was a turnover machine. He had 4 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions. This year, 7 touchdowns and only 1 interception. And that was on a tip ball. He's tripled his rushing output. Last year, he had 47 yards at this time. He's got 123 so far. He's got a really good feel for how the offense is, when to run, when to throw it in the dirt, when to just give up on the play and live another day, and when to push it. I think he's really grown and really matured in just 1 year. But he might have to carry a lot on his shoulders here this weekend. He's got some weapons. I know their right guard got hurt last week. Looks like his leg injury could be for the year. Nick Marsh, their leading receiver, he came out of the game last week against Youngstown State before the half and never returned. Their leading rusher, Makai Frazier, he's questionable due to a leg injury. So there's going to be a lot on Aidan Chiles' plate doing all this, doing it on the road at the Coliseum with maybe a few of his weapons that won't be with him. There may also be a brief distraction. I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. Because CBS just everybody's throwing names against the wall to see who's going to be the next head coach at UCLA. CBS threw Jonathan Smith's name out there this week. So he'll get questions about that. And he's from Pasadena. His experience at Oregon State, he's got West Coast recruiting connections. He'd be a great candidate. Don't get me wrong. I don't think you leave the Michigan State job where you're at right now to take over the UCLA program where it's at right now. I don't. And then the Spartans host UCLA in a few weeks, so the questions will probably pop up again. But look, I think if he even has just a decent year at Michigan State this year, he can do what all coaches do. He can turn any interest from UCLA, whether it be real or imagined, into leverage for more money and more security at Michigan State. And that's probably what's going to happen here. So before that UCLA game in a couple of weeks, the Spartans stay on the road. They got a game at Nebraska. That's going to be tough. And that game will be another good measuring stick of the middle of the pack Big Ten teams, how they do against Nebraska. I mean, certainly Michigan State wants to get this game against USC. Nebraska will be telling as well as to where they are. I think a good measuring stick game. See if they really turn that corner post Mel Tucker. But that's not even the hard part because they also have games against Indiana and Penn State, 2 playoff teams still on the schedule. Yikes. Meanwhile, Lincoln Riley and USC, their schedule, this is where it takes off. They're right in the middle of their schedules, the tough part of the schedule. They're entering that. They got number 9 Illinois next week. Then they've got a home game against 21st ranked Michigan. That's following a bye, by the way. But yeah, so you go Illinois bye, Michigan. Then it's off to Notre Dame for the biggest game on the schedule for USC. And they're also at Nebraska. By the way, the Nebraska game for USC, that's Nebraska's blackout game under the lights, nighttime, primetime, fans going crazy. That's going to be a tough atmosphere. Going to be very tough. And then I even mentioned the road game they have at Oregon. So yeah, things are looking pretty tough. Lincoln Riley needs this game Saturday against Michigan State just as much as Michigan State needs this as well. A little side note for the Trojans. They got a little injury. Another one. They're getting thinned out at the defensive back. Corner Chase Johnson, who just transferred in from Central Florida. He got a knee injury. He's going to be out for the rest of the year. And he's the 3rd Trojans defensive back that's been injured this fall. USC has started 4 different corners in 3 games. All right, that's a big one. I like this game. I'm going to be checking it out. Would love your comments on what you think is going to happen with this game as well. If you are new to our podcast, we're here every day. But we're going to go live on the weekend. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do here. In the meantime, if you're new, subscribe. It's free. You never miss an episode. If you could share, follow, and like Locked On Big Ten, that'd be great. If you're audio only, we're on Apple and Spotify. That's great as well. So download us there so you never miss a single episode. All right, I will give you our doubleheader live podcast weekend plans. Which 2 Big Ten games are we going to follow with some live action? All that coming up in a minute as we continue here on Locked On Big Ten. Put some streaks together with DoorDash this weekend and every Saturday and save. That's right. But first, it's time for us to look back and crown this week's MVP. Who delivered? Powered by DoorDash. They deliver too, right? Just like you can, and you can win with them every Saturday with DoorDash streaks. But our MVP for the week is going to be Indiana's Omar Cooper Jr. 10 catches, 207 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He delivered in a big way, just like DoorDash delivers as well. You can save every Saturday that you order with DoorDash streaks. Stack it all up, save up to $250, including $100 in DoorDash credits. Order this Saturday. Keep your streak alive every Saturday. Fuel your game day only with DoorDash. Terms apply. Promo code GOOD through November 18th. We watch games because they're exciting. You can make them more exciting with FanDuel. Get a little something on it. The NFL season's here. We're in the throes. Let's go. They've got an offer that it's just can't miss offer for you here. Get you ready for the next kickoff. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Point spreads, game totals, also money line. You could get player props, futures. You can parlay them all together, and it's all easy to find this stuff on their app all over the place. Very easy. So, and the paybacks when you win, very quick. So, you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com and get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Mazda crafts cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. They follow what moves them every time they drive. You feel special. You feel special when you drive Mazda. It's what, all their detail. It's what makes Mazda stand out. They go beyond safety and style and performance and deliver a driving experience that feels alive in every detail. They do have safety marks that they hit. They excel at. Also, just like an athlete excels at every detail, Mazda does the same, from metallic accents to hand-stitched Napa leather. Whether it's a quick drive to practice, the grocery store, or a weekend road trip, Mazda makes every detail, every drive feel extremely special, whether the short trips or the long trips. But it's the small details that make big plays. And just like there's more to every player, there's more to a Mazda vehicle. Mazda, move and be moved. Thanks for checking us out here at Locked On Big Ten. Let me tell you what our weekend plans are, because they're huge. We're excited about this. All right. We always pick a game, a big game on the schedule to go live on Saturdays, because I get your real-time comments, real-time reaction, my real-time reaction right there after the game. So could make up my mind. We got 2 big games this weekend. So we're going to go live after both. We're going to go live after the Michigan-Nebraska game. That game kicks off around 3:30, so around 7 o'clock Eastern, we will go live. And then when that's over with, we're on for about a half hour or so, a lot of give and take back and forth. We'll go watch that Illinois-Indiana game. And when that's over at about 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Pacific, we're going to go live again. So 2 live podcasts on Saturday, in addition to us being here each and every day. Don't forget, tomorrow's podcast, we'll have our Pigskin Picks. We'll go on the record with every Big Ten game. All right? So thanks for checking us out. Hit that subscribe button before you go. Check out, listen to a second podcast. Maybe you missed yesterday's. That's there as well. And it's all on our website, talkbig10.com, where we have podcasts and school merchandise from your favorite Big Ten team. There's also many ways for you to interact with us at Twitter, at Talk Big Ten. And in addition to that, I want to tell you what our friends at Locked On are doing for all you college football fans. Locked On and Fire TV present the college football kickoff, your ultimate college football weekly preview with Drake Toll from Locked On Big 12. He anchors the show, along with 2-time AP Coach of the Year Gary Patterson and former college star Jesse Holley, and our Locked On experts all together, ready to go for the weekend. the college football preview only Locked On can do. Catch college football kickoff every Thursday throughout the season only on Fire TV. That will do it for us. We'll catch you tomorrow and then live on Saturday right here for Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Sheeman. I'll see you then.